This is Josiah Plays 7. Okay, I am heading over this direction, finally, toward Mortbane, where the main quest wants me to go. And I don't think I'm doing it in the right way, because I had a viewer here, the last time I was playing, who told me that this was not the right way to get into Mortbane. Looking at the map, it's really hard to tell, like, exactly what the terrain, there could be a bunch of walls right here that forbid me entrance. So I might need to come down and go this way instead, which looks more like the real way. So let's head down to the real way. How come my person doesn't put his daggers away? Doesn't he normally do that after he's done? There we go. Who are you? Cool. Glad we had this talk. Big old sack of loot right there. Statue of the Emperor Drugan. The great techno prophet. Yeah. I haven't seen my primary care physician in years. Literally years. The only doctor I ever see is my psychiatrist, whom I see every 1.5 to 2 months. Oh, that's right, they get suspicious because I'm not supposed to be in this armor. And yet... where? No, this isn't the way. Because this is the whole area with the zombies and stuff. I mean, yes, I know I can leap across from this thing to get over to this little, like, umbrella or whatever and get in that. I know I can do that, but that's surely not, like, the main, normal, intended way to get into the town, right? Just look around up here a little bit and see. What's up, Amaranth 1061? Welcome. How are you doing? You've been contacted twice about stupid things? Oh no, they can't do that. No stupid thing contacting during vacation. Veterinarians like Dr. Utterstein, bovine health and wellness specialist. I'm good, Amaranth, really good. Just getting over a gallbladder infection and feeling great now that I'm not feeling shitty. Oh, I remember these guys. They're like, we're not going to tell you.
Fuck off, scab. Find your own outright crab. This one's ours.
They're like...
Get lost, unless you want a beating.
I don't know what an outright... Could you just... I mean, that's fine. I'm not going to take your shit. But could you at least just tell me what it is all I'm asking. Is that really a lot to ask? All the purple stuff everywhere. I do like purple quite a bit myself. Alright, so I'm thinking no on the jumping down there. Like, at this point, there's a prompt in front of my face that says, jump down there, Y/N. And I'm going N. What do you got in this thing? Bunch bunch of stuff I don't really care about. Then there's a nice little well here. A windmill. Also jumping down here, no bueno. Although, I says, although, what if it's time for some Joe Science? Joe Science. Well, if I can't get on top of this thing, forget it. It's not going to happen. No, 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 no. I just thought, what if I got on top of this thing and made an epic leap across to that and just grabbed the edge of that railing thing over there? But, I mean, let's calculate trajectories. Wait, I do a little jump and I'm like, whoop. No, that's not how that's not how it would go. Whoop. It'd be more like probably it'd be more like so I just did some Joe Science right there, and according to my calculations, my rigorous calculations, I can't make that jump. CD Projekt Red, those motherfuckers love them some fall damage. Yeah, this whole area, this is not where I want to be, though. I don't want to come in this weird back way. I think I'm going to go back up to where I was and see what happens. I'm going to go back up there. So basically the last 7 minutes have been an absolute waste of time because I'm about to go right back to where I started this episode. Don't get bajiggity. Wait a minute. What do we have here? I didn't realize this was a building with an inside. Well, okay, that's a stupid thing. Every building has an inside, Josiah. I mean, I didn't realize it had an accessible inside. Oh, and I'm not good enough. It's too tough for me. So I'll have to remember to come back here later. I won't remember. The secret compartments of buildings. Did you know that some buildings contain a space within themselves which is hollow? Did you know? Another.
This visa provision machine is at your service. Do you wish to purchase a visa pill?
Nah.
I think I'll pass.
Thank you for using this visa provision machine. The Techno-Magi remind you that visa fraud is a crime punishable by death.
I don't know what that means. That's what the other vending machine said to me too. Does that mean, sure, we'll sell you a visa to Zone 3, but if you don't have some kind of other authorization to have the visa for Zone 3, then you're actually breaking the law by buying this visa, and you're going to be in trouble. Or if I buy the visa then do I have the visa for real and I won't be breaking the law? And it's just letting me know, hey, if you get a fake visa or something instead of one that's right here from this perfectly legitimate machine, then you're going to be in trouble. I don't actually know how it works. Now, I'd love to be able to just walk up to one of these techno-magi and ask them all these questions. And be like, hey, could you explain to me how the visa system works? What the whoa, look at down there, dude. Look at this place. This place is serious and severious. That's Mortbane. I've made a discovery. Okay, I could jump across here, I think. Why is there a sign there that shows an explosion? Is it letting me know there's mines? Oh, what the fuck is this glowing hex-based edifice? If I jump over there, I sure the fuck am not getting back, though. If I can even... Alright, let's just science this. No science. If I leap off of here, my trajectory will be like... Right? Maybe. Or it could just be like... I don't know. But I would like to think, based on my absolute lack of knowledge of how physics and trajectories and force and gravity work, my utter 100% ignorance on how these things work, I would like to think that it just goes in a nice little arc. Bloop. Field test required. Are you prepared for the real Joe Science? Ha! My hypothesis was proved correct. I am a good scientist. Man, I'm doing mad science up in here. Unfortunately, I don't know that this is where I want to be, but at least, hey, I got to a place. I might not actually want to be in that place, but I got to a place. What's up, Darnaz? Welcome. How you doing, Darnaz? Well, I think I've only got one option here. I don't think going down is an option. Yeah, my scientific calculations tell me that I will go splat if I try to go down anywhere over here. Well, maybe not, actually. I might be able to go onto that, and then be like onto that, and then be like I don't know what happens after that exactly, but... Dude. Is this a fist? No, I guess it isn't. Looked like this could have been carved into a fist or something. Why is there a sign here, though, that shows explosions? If there's not, you know, like... mines or something. Oh, that's a big leap. I don't know. Oh, there's an interstitial ledge. Oh, I got a codex entry. I love the fact that just for walking around, I suddenly know stuff that I didn't know before. Like it was loaded into my brain like the fucking Matrix. birdcage, right. The island of Peh is divided up into heavily monitored zones. Each zone is fenced off and policed vigilantly. The security checkpoints control the flow of prisoners across the island, and also monitor the population so as not to allow for large concentrations to gather in any one location. The checkpoints are operated by techno-magi, ensuring that people only access the parts of the island their visa permits them to. Each security system is a series of layered defenses to ensure no one enters a part of Peh they are not supposed to. Security checkpoints control the flow of everyone, prisoners, scavengers, and citizens alike. The visa pills are one of the main methods of ensuring this control. That and the Techno-Magi's energy rifles. This place is still run like a minimum security joint. You could call the edges of the island itself a fence in a sense, and therefore you could classify it as a minimum restricted, but still pretty fucking minimum when they let you run around as much as you want in here like this. Yeah, even if you can only go to certain areas because of your visa, you can still go anywhere the fuck you want in those areas, and apparently do anything the fuck you want. What is that? Oh, it's a dead little Sligan guy. Don't want his stuff. And here's another dead guy. Did they kill each other? Did they have a suicide pact? I'll take a broken hand watch. Bolts, nails, and screws are weirdly heavy. That must be a shitload of screws. Oh, it's a forbidden area here. It's weird that I was able to just walk right through this glowing dome, though. I did some impressive science while you were gone, Saito. I calculated some trajectories. Oh, look at my energy bar. That's what the glowing dome does. It completely prevents you from using energy. Seems like that would logically hurt the Techno-Magi worse than the inmates. But whatever. Alright, I feel like I'm breaking into a place that I have no fucking reason to break into right now. And then I'm gonna get myself in a wreck. For no good reason. I mean, yeah, there's always a reason to break into places, but the thing is, in this game, some quest is gonna send me into this place. So, I should just leave it alone for now. What were the Techno-Magi like at the prisons you were at, Josiah? Well, they didn't wear armor. That might not be true, actually. They might have had some sort of small vest under their uniform shirts. I can't remember for sure whether they had that bulky look on their, you know, where you can tell if somebody's got fucking armor under their shirt. I can't remember if they had that or not. But they certainly didn't wear anything outside their uniforms. Honestly, most of them were just perfectly normal people trying to do their job. They didn't particularly care about the prisoners or have malice toward the prisoners. There are a few that were a douche that like to, you know, abuse their power and fuck with people just for the sake of fucking with people. But, you know, it wasn't really worth it. I think what most COs come to understand is that it's all about managing the situation and keeping everybody calm, keeping everybody just doing their thing and avoiding drama. That works out best for the COs, that works out best for the inmates. So, riling up inmates on purpose is really doing your job badly as a CO. So most of them tried not to do that. And even the other COs, like I remember one named Draper. Draper was the worst guy. I mean, he wasn't like some fucking monolithic, evil, crazy psychopath, you know, sadistic, like you see in the movies, right? But he was just a dick. And he would be a dick to you for no reason. And thus everyone hated him. And I do remember when he got punched by an inmate, and then he was walking around the next day with these big glasses on so that people didn't see his big black eye. Everyone was happy about that. But, now I'm confused. Well, I've gotten down here. I see the little symbols up in the upper left. One means I'm in disguise and one means I'm gas protected. So I don't have to worry about the gas that's down here. What did I just loot? Some ceramile seeds? Give them a Sarah inch, they'll take a ceramile. A seed from a plant engineered by the biomancers that grants peacefulness and renders the eater susceptible to suggestion. That grants peacefulness? That's a good fucking seed. Oh, I'm feeling really upset. I'm just... Oh, ceramile seed. I'm good. I'm at peace. Peace in a pill. Well, it could certainly protect them from a casual shanking. I just realized how stupid the words casual and shanking went together, but like it could protect them from a shiv or a shank wielded inexpertly or in haste. One CO was killed while I was down, but he wasn't killed by being stabbed. He was killed by one of these huge fucking ladles. I guess that's what you'd call them. It was like a stirring rod. Okay, so in the prison kitchens, I had to work in the kitchens for a little while, so I'm familiar with how things went. They had these huge, like, comically enormous, like, pots that were just in place, right? They didn't move. And they were like their own thing. Each one had its own like power source and settings for heat and stuff. There were these giant like cauldrons, right? So you could cook things like rice or beans or mashed potatoes or soup in mass and feed it to a shitload of people, right? So they had those giant cauldron things, and they had to have something pretty fucking mighty to stir those things. So they had these long, completely metal rods that had a stirring end on the end of them, you know, to increase surface area so you could move more stuff with the stirring. And it was made of a solid piece of metal, and they were fucking heavy. And the very first time one of those got put in my hands, I said, holy shit, this would be a good weapon. I'm surprised they let us have this. And then later on, when a CO got killed, I found out that's exactly how he got killed. was being hit in the fucking head by one of those things. Okay. What do we have going on over here? Like, who are these people? They're just workers, right? They're just working. They're not like looking to fuck me up for some reason. They don't have a chip on their shoulder. Oh, but they're probably going to think I'm suspicious for sneaking. So I'll go to non-sneak mode. See, that one's a little bit suspicious now. Hey, this one's already nicer than most of the common people I've tried to talk to. Apparently they don't mind me taking literally all of the crops, so... But then again, these are just prisoner workers, so they really wouldn't mind me taking all of the crops. More crops. Dusk pebble. Why am I taking these crops? I don't know. I'm assuming I can do something cool with them at the alchemy station later. I like hoovering up items from the environment. This is looking like a church type of thing. Those stained glass windows have a very religious air to them. There's some other stuff. This will probably be nothing I want. That's why in my game, Sato, you simply won't be able to take things. First of all, you won't be able to walk into anybody's house unless you have a plot reason to go there, and you won't be able to take anything. That solves the issue. You don't have to feel like you're giving up something or like you're missing content by not taking it, and you don't have to take it and then think, why the fuck is my character taking this? Why are they letting me? This doesn't make sense. I solved the issue by just not letting you take anything from the townsfolk. It's just that easy. Game design tips. But what about player freedom? Player freedom's not a high priority for me. Yeah, I'm talking about the RPG Maker game, not Triskelion. Of course, Triskelium's a role-playing game, so you can do anything you want. Oh, there'd be spittoon diving. Alright, so I already looked in those. I mean, I know that I don't really need to thoroughly comb this area, but... See? It happened again with the red exclamation point. The last time I entered Mortbane by jumping across like a fucking parkour master, like David Bell from, you know, that other roof into here, I saw that quest update, and one of the updates had a red exclamation mark, which gaming in general has trained me to mean something bad. Like, I just fucked something up. And so I'm like, I'm gonna enter Mortbane the correct way. None of these bullshit secret ways in, because that way I make sure I don't screw anything up. But what I found was there is no correct way. There's no fucking way to get in here unless you come from some bullshit place like these cliffs or this. But I could be wrong though. When was my last hard save? Quick save. Bunch of arena fights. Okay, here's a manual save right before I started doing all this bullshit. Yeah, you can check it online, Saito. I'd like to know if I fucked something up so that I can do something different if need be. You know what I don't like? Crafting systems. In particular, crafting systems that require you to experiment with different shit. To discover what you can make. I don't want to discover what I can fucking make. I want to know what I can make and what ingredients it takes. And I want to know that shit from the beginning so that I can collect the things that are useful. And not just collect every damn thing because it might be useful. I hate that. Now you're like, well, Josiah, you could just use a website. You could look it up on a wiki or somewhere that will show you the full list. Yeah, but I don't want to have to look it up on a website. I want the game to communicate it to me right from the beginning. Now I understand for some people it's the opposite. They find that more fun. I mean, crafter type people that like crafting in games, which I've stated that I don't, they probably like having it be more of a gameplay element. But I could go through a security checkpoint, which you need a visa. So there is a proper way, it seems. Really? Okay. I can roll this shit back. I haven't really done anything that matters. I've picked up some plants. I can roll back to 10:07 a.m. right here. Doesn't bother me. Yeah, like in the Divinity games, right? You're supposed to experiment with things to see what you can make. No, don't make me do that. Don't make me fucking do that. Yeah, I have the visa. I have the Area 2 visa already. So, if that's all I needed, then it's the same visa that you get at the vending machines. I mean, do you enjoy that sort of nonsense? Anybody in the chat? Oh yeah, this is the guy with the corn. Ooh, 53 orite. Holy shit. Here's the thing I don't like. This. I like arena stuff. I like the fact that you can do as many arena battles as you like, because that's often a thing that disappoints me in games where they have an arena and it's really cool and you can do a short gladiator storyline where you fight a few opponents and then you fight the boss and you become the champion of the arena. I think that's cool, I really like those parts, but then after that you can never fight in the arena again in most games. That's it. The arena time is done now. I like the fact that you can do as many arena fights here as you want. But I don't like the fact that it completely breaks the economy because it's just a super easy, repeatable mass loot farm. I would say this should have been done so that these guys didn't have any loot. Or that their loot was considered the property of the arena itself and you couldn't loot them. I think that would have been better. Because now, if I come here early in the game and I'm feeling like money is tight, instead of, well, I guess that gives you options as a player. Instead of being super sneaky and sneaking around and stealing all of the things so that you can have all the money, you could just come here and just do a bunch of arena fights in a row and trivialize all that. But then again, that is just kind of giving the player an option of how they want to make money, if they want to make a bunch of money. And some players don't give a shit anyway and don't want to make a bunch of money, so they can just not do either of those things. Make it like in The Witcher 3 with the chort that punishing you for killing too many cows in the starting area. Well, they could do a thing where, okay, he'll let me fight a reasonable number of times, but after like 6 or 10 times of me fucking slaughtering everyone in there, he could say, sorry, nobody is willing to fight you now at this arena because your reputation is too great, you're too much of a killer, no one will go into the arena with you. That makes you feel cool, and it cuts off the endless loot valve, you know?
Big Grandma could have won that fight. Well done on... I'll be waiting.
Oh yeah, and you get paid for every fight on top of the stuff off the bodies, so it's pretty fucking lucrative. Alright, so let's talk about getting to Mortbane the most correct possible way. We're gonna need to look at the map here. Where might this checkpoint even be? I went through this checkpoint, but that's not, couldn't be what they were talking about, because this just ends at a... Did you figure out, Saito, whether or not I actually had failed at some part of this quest? So just looking across there, I still don't know what's going on down here with these people. I'm getting a lot of sort of tribality. They're not hostile, though. And it looks like there is a path from them across a bridge over into the town. So maybe I'm supposed to go through their area. So then the question becomes, how do I get down to their area without going splat? Oh, a security checkpoint 3, huh? Well, I don't have a visa for 3, but I could buy one. I doubt that I'm supposed to jump down to this place. But doesn't mean I don't kind of want to. Alright, Josiah, it's time. I'm sure those spikes sticking up are a perfectly safe thing to land on. It is! Oh look, I took a little damage, you know. But I'm okay. Let's, Oh, and I'm also stuck. No, I'm not stuck. Alright. I'm pretty certain I'm doing something unintended here. Quite skillfully done, though, if I do say so myself. Well, I doubt that's not... I doubt that's a path through some mines. Where the fuck are the mines? It's okay. I'll just look around. A zip line you can go down into Mortbane with. Well, I love the fact that there's so many ways to get in there. Because there's the two back ways that I've already discovered. Quest called Valuable Experience. I did that quest. Oh, I guess the mines are that cliff area with all the tech rot dudes. Oh, and you can get there. Yeah, you can get there by going up to the roof, going over onto that long roof that sticks out, going to the end of it and leaping and jumping across it. So that's the other back way that I found in. But when I went in that way, I got a red thing for my quest. Honestly, money has not been a problem so far in this game. I have piles of money, and I haven't really found anything that I needed to spend it on. I'm hoping that changes, because I don't like that. I don't like game design where you just get a huge surplus of money. I like it to always feel kind of tight, like you never really have enough. So that way you're always excited when you get more money, because you always need more money. Boss, this bit is a declaration of war when Tim enters chat. Be warned, Tim. Nice, boss. Good night. I reach a point where I'm no longer excited to get stuff once I have a crazy amount. I'm no longer excited. I'll still take it. I'll still fucking take it. But I'm no longer thrilled about it. But if there was a bunch of cool shit, like cool thief gear that I could buy that would give me bonuses to stealth and all this stuff, and it was really expensive, and I knew that I needed to save up a lot of money to buy it, then I'd be really excited about any money that I got, because it would be getting me closer. What is this place? I feel pretty sure that I'm not supposed to be here yet. I think Dragon Age Origins did it fairly well in that respect. Because I remember them having some really expensive, really good armor for sale later in the game that required significant expenditure. But I could be wrong. I might have ended up with a huge surplus of money in that also. Yeah, another Radaway. Now to add it to my collection of 800 Radaway I already have. Exactly. So then Radaway no longer feels meaningful, and radiation itself no longer feels meaningful. You're like, whatever, I'll fucking lick this shit because I've got enough Radaway. Yeah, that's how I would want to do it, Saito, is make it so there's no way to buy everything. And even there's no way to buy everything you would want as a single character just by playing through the game casually. Like, the only way you could buy every good thing for your character is if you fucking went through and searched and got every damn penny out of the areas. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is kind of like how I'd want to have it perfectly balanced.
I don't give a shit what this place is to you nutters. We need to find Mayor Hucknall.
The mayor isn't here, paper lung. We don't trash your homes looking for him.
Alright, this person has a question mark over their head. There's some... I mean, this is obviously... Well, I don't know for sure. It looks like some sort of religious place. It looks like they're using this as like a temple of some sorts. But I could be wrong. It could just be a gang area. Although this has a strong look of a religious altar. Of course, I would also make it so that you didn't actually need that stuff to win, you know. But you want that stuff, because every gamer wants the best stuff, right? If there's a better sword than the sword you have, you want the better sword even if you don't need the better sword.
I told the other paper lung scat, the mayor isn't here. Why do you people always blame us?
Easy, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm new here. Who's this mayor?
Talk to Sheriff Whitaker if you have to stick your nose in our business. Now get away from here.
Burden of leadership.
Talk to Sheriff Whitaker if you have to stick your nose in our business. Now get away from here.
I think in my games that I'm either hypothetically designing or actually going to make an RPG Maker, I would strongly de-emphasize the use of consumable items compared to basically every other RPG I've played, because I just don't like them. Or I'll make consumables really powerful, but really rare, so that you don't end the game with 300 fucking healing potions. Dragon Age 2, you basically buy, then immediately sell back items. Oh, because you couldn't get the codex entry. Yeah, I don't like that. That seems weird. I don't like it when your design makes players feel like they have to do a thing that makes no sense in character in order to get what they want to get out of the game. And I'm sure it's hard. I mean, it's easy to be an armchair game developer, right? I'm sure it's hard to make a game that doesn't do that, but burden of leadership, no text. Learn more about the missing mayor. Speak with Sheriff Whitaker. Alright. this is another thing I hate. I mean, you see me obsessively going and looting, or at least looking in, every single container on the map. And I will look in every single container on the map. I'll even go to great difficulty to get to a container so I can look in it, even if I know ahead of time that it's probably got nothing. Because that's how I am, but I don't like it. I don't like a glut of things that you can loot. I'd rather find cooler things, fewer things, more hidden things, things that matter more, and then, but a lot less lootable objects in the world, period. But make the ones that exist more meaningful. You know, like, let's say you've got this whole dungeon, right? And it's the compound of the Orc Overlord. And you go through, and there's constantly bullshit you can loot throughout the whole place. Every little room, every little cave full of orcs has fucking 10 containers that you can search in. And it all adds up to minuscule amounts of crap. But it adds up, right? And then you get to his treasure vault, where he's supposed to have his best shit stored, and there's like, you know, a measly 50 gold in there or something. And you're like, what? Why the fuck is this all he has in his vault? Well, the game reason is because they've already given you the other half of the treasure, or the other 2/3 of the treasure that's supposed to be here, spread out amongst all that bullshit. And to me, I'd much rather have that vault be way more meaningful. Like, if you manage to find and get into the vault, you're going to get a really big treasure out of it. But there's not like tons of little bits of treasure all the time. You know, and I don't know if that's good design. I have no idea what's good design because I've never developed a game, but I have my ideas of what I would like in a game. Your party members each drank a bottle of milk. Level up. That's a good idea, Nox. And then, like, if you find another one, but it's not time for you to level up yet, it would be like, you are not ready for this milk yet. You are not yet ready to drink a bottle of milk. Intellect devours in your vault. No, that is good design. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Like, why am I taking these syringes? I always take them. I never use them. I have 100 of them stuck in a fucking barrel back in town, which is probably where they'll stay for the entire game. Because I doubt I'll ever pull them out of there to use them, and I doubt I'll ever pull them out of there to sell them, because this game doesn't have much in the way of merchants that have money. And that guy that was in here the last time that seemed to know a lot about this game, he told me that the merchants never get their money back, no matter how far in the game you go. That guy that had 25 Orite to spend on your shit in the beginning and now has none will never have new money. Which means even if there happen to be a lot of merchants on this map, each one of them only has like 25 to 40 Orite and will only be able to buy shit from you once. So what that does is it massively de-emphasizes loot, right? It massively de-emphasizes the need to pick up stuff to sell. And yet, they're throwing gobs and gobs of loot at you in this game. Every enemy you kill, you can take their full armor set, their weapons, their fucking boots, their underwear, whatever. You can take all their shit, the ear of corn they're carrying around for some reason. You can take all their shit, and there's millions of containers everywhere. And yet, the game doesn't really give you anywhere to sell that stuff. or, you know, any reason to need that stuff. And there's so much of it that it becomes meaningless. I find it to be dissatisfying. That's not even a word. Well, now it is. You know what I mean by it, and that makes it a word. If I've conveyed meaning through an utterance, it doesn't matter whether it's in the dictionary, which is simply a codex of words in common usage. But I've been waiting to have this argument with myself again because I'm ready this time. But if you convey meaning through an utterance and that meaning is understood by somebody, then you have said a word. Well, this looks like a pretty legit way into town here. I don't know, though. Conveying meaning through an utterance. That's right, Nox. But I mean, is moo a word? If a cow or a person says moo, do we know what the fuck that means? It's just a sound. Just need to save a few systems, then I'm out of this cesspit. I mean, Nox knows what it means. So maybe it's just a case of the rest of us being illiterate to that language. I show up, I immediately start looking for shit to steal. Again, not because I need it. But anyway, I feel like it's very dissatisfying to me to have lots of loot around and not be able to... Oh wait, I jumped down here, didn't I? Wait a minute. I did, because I hacked a panel and got those doors to open. And that's how come I can even come through here at all. Because when I was exploring this area, I couldn't... There was doors right here that there was no way to open, so this was just a dead end. That's right. I got down here via crazy jumping tricks earlier, and then decided that I didn't want to come this way. I get it now, though. Anyway, I find it very dissatisfying when there's lots of loot, and that loot is meaningless. I want to be excited when I get stuff. You know, in the beginning of whatever game I play, I always loot really excessively and obsessively. I try to loot every single thing, and I try to store it all up. Because I don't know how much money I'm going to need later in the game. You know, because maybe later in the game there's going to be a bunch of rad shit that I want to buy, and I won't be able to because I didn't save up all that money. So I do in the beginning. But then the further I get into the game, with money appearing to be meaningless, the less I do that, because I start to realize, based on what I see in the game's design, that this game has way more stuff available to you than stuff that you need. Search the destroyed house and the destroyed church. Okay. And I don't like that. That's not game design that appeals to me. Maybe it appeals to some people, but not to me. It's probably my only complaint about this game so far. Energy regeneration upgrade. Another chip that I can't use yet. Most of the elements of design of this game I think are great. I would tone down the falling damage some, so that your character can feel a little bit more acrobatic as you're jumping down and off of things without dying. I would tone down the falling damage a little bit, and I would change the looting and economy. But other than that, this game is really good. Well, it's about time to end this episode. Quit freaking out, little buddy. I like how my other outfit now is naked. In fact, I'm feeling like I'm in a pretty civilized place here. I could probably switch out of this armor, which would allow me to move considerably quicker. Never really heard Shakespeare until you have seen it performed in the original Povinican. Yeah, that common, well-known saying that everyone says all the time. Alright. If you're watching the stream, don't go anywhere, because I am not done playing. If you're watching on YouTube, that is going to do it for this episode. So thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays 7, The Days Long Gone.